Hello, welcome back to the beginner's guide of the Russian fishing 4. Today I'm going to talk about how what kind of gear that you worth to buy some and for your further leveling up and so on. So but this is only in my opinion of view. So you could and you will possibly read something on internet or read some articles, watch some videos on internet that other people will some other different opinion of view that they are all correct. So the gears is only like when you consider it worth it and it worth it. If you don't consider it worth it, then this is just a garbage. So when you will use it, then it worth. Okay, so this video will be divided into 3 parts, basically for 3 different types of fishing. First of all, the feeder fishing, and then the spinning fishing, then the float fishing. So let's begin with the feeder fishing. So for feeder fishing, at the beginning point, you have the kit or the set that is a feeder fishing start. This set, feeder fishing start set. So it's a 149 silver set that you will buy at the very beginning point, and then you are starting to do with some bream fishing and so on, and you are grinding some monies. After that, you could level up to some point, and then you are going to buy another rod and so on. So if you want to keep on buying some feeder rods, that what you can buy is a Fortuna feeder 420, FD 420 here, that you could buy one. And in my opinion of view, this is just basically wasting of money. That feeder start, the Comfort FD 360 is already strong enough for basically everything. So in my opinion of view, I will not recommend you to buy in between the Fortuna feeder 420, so FD 420. I will suggest you or recommend you to buy this one after you got some real money, and then you can buy this one. But as you can see here, the money is actually quite a lot that you need. If you are keep on going for some outdoor fishing with some like Eastern bream and so on, I will personally recommend you, if you want to like farming some silver, buy Eastern bream, buy some smaller breams and so on, I will personally recommend you to buy this one. So the Bunesen FF 130H. Also, why not 140? Because of low capacity here, it's only 14.8, and here is 16.2. And for this rod has a better things. It has a bonus here. It's a +2 on inline rig and petroleum rig and loop rig. So only for the loop rig, that is very important, because yeah, you can use a loop rig quite decently. And this rod does require your level up to 24, so be careful about it here. And yeah, after the rod at here, this is a feeder rod, and if you want to have some, after sometimes you are leveling up to even higher than, or not even higher, but you want to farm in some bigger fish, buy feeder rod, but at the moment that you didn't unlock the carp rod at this moment, maybe. And then what you can do, you can buy this one. It's the Wingate feeder, this FF 130XH. It has a pretty high low capacity, which is at here 33.7, and with 2000 silver. It started from level 20 that you can already take it. So if you at level 20 you want to have some higher low capacity to farm some bigger fish, but you haven't unlocked your carp rod, you can use this one. But I still the same. I would not recommend you to buy this one because of it is a feeder rod, it's not a carp rod. So carp rod has a slightly cheaper price, but you can have basically the same or even higher low capacity. So that's the reason why I would not recommend you. But you can still buy this one. This is worth for considering. That's the reason why I bought it before. And there are also some, as I say, you should at this level 20 at this point, you should be able to unlock the carp rod. If you keep on doing some feeder fishing, you should be able to unlock the carp rod. So for the first start over carp rod, basically nearly everybody will recommend you to buy the Siberia for tuna carp, this 360XH, this carp rod. You can see that here it's a load capacity with 39 kilogram and with a very reasonably cheaper price for 400 silver differences from this FF130XH, and then this one. This is 400 silver in differences, yeah, and have a higher load capacity. Basically like this. Yo, and then at this point, what kind of reel you should have for? There are several. They are only using spinning reels. If you are starting from after you buy your feeder set, you will have expert fishing at 32. This kind of 4000S. This 4 kilogram reels. In between, if you want to have some reels for makes you like feel better for fishing and so on, I would personally recommend you to buy this one, Sputnik. This Proton 6000. This one has a very decent, larger reel size and have a pretty nice this kind of Brenzer, so friction brake. So you can have a better line loading on your longer line loading on your spool, and then you have a pretty much good friction brake on it also. Yeah. Then later on, you are reaching level 20. Now, what kind of reels you can have for at your level 20 that you enter vocal fever? There are several different things. From before, people will recommend you maybe to buy some Siberia Gold ATS, but don't buy this one. This one's pretty easy to break. Sputnik Alpha 8000. This one has around 2000 silver. It's 8000 spool. Can really take a lot of line on it. But then at 14.5 kilogram of this kind of friction brake reels, I would personally recommend you to buy Naga 8000. So this one has you need to purchase with 3000 silver, and then have a largest 8000 spool at level 20 that you can have, and that is the things that you can buy at level 20. But I will still not recommend you to buy this one, but buying the Siberia Caliber HSV. So this one only costs you 2,800 or 2,900 silver, and you have even larger spool that you can put even more line on it. Have a decent friction brake, which is around 15.5 kilogram that you can have at this one. This is the things that I would personally recommend you to buy. So that's it. But there's only one thing which is required, which is you need to reach level 22. That is a thing that you should be taking a look about that. If you haven't reached there, you can keep on doing some farming, and then eventually you reach there. And later on, then you can have when you reach even higher levels, you want to have something even better rods and so on. Then we'll divide it into several different things. If you are majority doing with some like carp fishing and so on, I mean for sure that if you want to keep on getting higher levels and so on, that what you should buy for sure, you should buy the most expensive one. So basically the best one that you can have in this game at this time point. So the Legacy Tide 13 slash 4.5. This one has like 80 kilogram of load capacity, and yeah, the best rod that you can have has a very good. Yeah, has plus 7% and so on. But this one is quite expensive. If you only want to do the carp fishing, then if I remember correctly, the carp dominator is nice, but I also recommend you to buy the Sage. Why the Sage? Because of here you have load capacity around 60 kilogram, which is, yeah, I mean, you can stack a lot of as you want. And compared to the price at here, this is around nearly nearly 2,000 silver, 20,000 silver, sorry. And then one you can buy two of them. So yeah, if you want to majority doing carp fishing, this one is nice. That you can buy some. You can buy. Yeah. As you can see, I bought Avalon before. You can also think about Avalon, but it's Aqua rod at here, so it couldn't really. So you want to buy this one because of you want to do some sturgeon fishing, and so on, or beluga, I mean. Yeah, but if you just only majority using these to farming the carp and so on, while you want to deal with the wear, it's a lot of silver that you should pay for. That's the reason why when you only want to do with a carp fishing, that what you should buy is the sage. I bought Avalon before because I considered that I want this ability, a bonus point at here, and that's all. That was all of my points, and I don't care about other stuffs. This is a very awkward rod because it doesn't have even higher load capacity. As you should know that the largest reel that you can give this kind of stopping force is more than 100 kilograms. So actually, for 66 kilograms, if you put the 60 kilograms of a line on it, you can really easily break your rod also. So be careful about that if you want to buy this one. Yeah, but if you compare to here, the load capacity here is 60 kilograms and here is 66 kilograms, and this one is like 2,000 silver expensive. But what you want to do, for example, repairing, it will also be more expensive as well. So yeah, think about that. This one is for sturgeon fishing, and for the reels, I mean, reels is the most easiest one that you can ever think about that. So for sure, you go to the last one. This one, the Beluga Vanguard 10,000. Yeah, this is the only reel that you should buy at the end. But in between, if you, for example, I mean, I know that this is not like that before. It's only like 23,000 silver before, like a year before, I think. Yeah, maybe the year before is still like 23,000, or the year and a half before was still like 23,000. And now it's 32,000 or 33,000 silver, as you can see at here. But when you want to buy farming these reels, you will be pretty tired about that because of the long grind that you will have. So in between, if you want to, let's say, fuck it, I don't want to have any more about this kind of grind, that I want to have something to do with, I don't want to fish in some bigger carps and so on, what should we buy for? I personally will recommend you to buy the Takara, also Takara 10,000, which has a same spool size but a lower friction break. At here you can see it's only 21,000 silver, and this is also bullshit. So before was only like 15,000 or 17,000, and not forget about that. This is very expensive right now, but you can also think about it. The Takara 10,000, so it has a 26.5 this kind of friction brake force, and has the same size, spool size of the as in Vanguard. Yeah, this is the only one that I would recommend you. Another one, a lot of several things in between, they are all pretty kind of easy to break in between. Takara is already easy to break also. Megara, it's also the reel, which is good, has an even bigger spool, but yeah, even easier to break. It's like a joke. So yeah, that's in between. That's what I can say. So okay, this is pretty easy for the feeder fishing part or the bottom fishing part. Then later on with the spinning fishing. So spinning fishing you can have in between at I believe level 15 you unlock the Belaya River. At Belaya River you want to go for some spinning that you are going to farming, for example some gradings, some like Bachforheller, what is that? I forgot. Some gradings in Belaya River, as you can see from here, those are like 2 grams of and 4 grams and here, which is very small and very lightweight. When you want to do that, you need to have some special rod for it. This is a spinning rod at here. It's not the normal spinning rod that you should buy. You should buy some spinning rod which is labeled there as a light. spinning rod. For example, like a linear S68 ml, this kind of light. At the end, you can see here is L here means light, and ML means medium lighted here. For this one, I personally recommend you to buy this one. You will have a 6 kilogram of load capacity, and then later on you can buy the reel, which is around, yeah, Express Fishing Pride. This kind of 4 kilograms is not very nice. I forgot which one. It's not Hegasa's. Dragon is fine. That you can have a 3000 spool. Then you can have 6 kilogram, and or you buy. That's 3. Not this one. Hegasa's. Yeah, also 6 kilogram of things. Yeah, so the main thing is where you want to buy the light rod. So for example, like this one, as you can see here, the only following reel size you can use is 1000 to 3000. So you should find the reel size with from 1000 to 3000 and has a higher friction brake on it. And as you can see from here, there are a lot of reels has a lot, pretty much, like for example, like here is 6000. So you need to find some reel which is at lower spool but has higher friction brake on it, and also not cost that much, and which will lead to, I think it's Lagoon. This is 5.5. Yeah, this one is also 5.5. So at the end, I will personally think about that. Maybe this one, the Dragon 30S, or let's take a look. Is 362 silver, or you can buy with yeah, Hegasa's. This 30S has 3000 of reel, have 6 kilogram of force. It's nearly 400. And in this one, in this set, you roughly cost around nearly 1000 silver for it, and then you can have a decent line on it, which you will need a braided line, and then you put on it, have a fluorocarbon leader, and then you can do balaya fishing. Like you can do your basic fish spinning fishing. Yeah, but I personally will not recommend you to go to Belaya for that, but you can go there also because of where you want to, where you buy the, for example, where you buy the medium light rod, you will have 25% of XP points, and you can level up quicker. And here also you got like 50% if you buy the light rod, but the load capacity here is 4.4 kilogram. You must be careful about that. Okay. At higher level, personally will recommend you to do some trolling for your spinning fishing leveling up. That's the most easiest one and most costliest one that you can have. For trolling, what you could buy, there are 2 kinds of rod that you can choose for. For example, the Siberia Super Duty S88XH. This is only for trolling rod because the test is very high that you couldn't throw pretty much good far away, and this one has nearly 31 kilogram of the load capacity, which is good for everything, and as you can use also at pretty high level as well. Another one is you can buy the Model 1. So the Model 1 series you can buy so also. That Model 1 series is worth to buy with the Model 1. The light rod also, and also the S98H, this kind of rod is also so nice. So it depends on what you want to choose for. For example, the Super Duty one is only 1100 silver, but Model 1 that you just plus 300 silver nearly, and then you have a everything better for Model 1. Then you can think about that. So that later on you reach to higher levels, that what you should buy. I would personally ask you to find out what you like to fishing for best. For example, if I like to trolling, I would personally recommend you to buy the Black Edition. This one has a +2 bonus on wobbler because for trolling most of the time it's actually wobblers. so you should buy this one for trolling. It's just very nice. If you like to go for example, and also for trolling, you shouldn't use the bait casting reel, so the casting rod also out of the list, because for trolling the casting rod is pretty slow for reeling it back. But for using trolling, you don't need, you shouldn't have this kind of very slow reeling back, this kind of ability. So you just use a normal, and also you can save some money. Just use the normal spinning reels that you are using at the very same time. They just remove from your rod, put on your trolling rod, and done. If you want to do some casting, then you go for example the this one. Char. The char fishing at Ladoga and so on. You can see that they are using like a gummy and this kind of soft lures. So you can you go to for the lures, and you can find out there are some soft plastic lures that you are using in Ladoga and so on. So at this moment you will need to have a casting rod. For that, I will recommend you for this kind of soft bait casting and so on, that you should buy the Vexilla CST, this kind of casting. And as you can see, it's +3 for everything, which is for the soft lures and so on. And you should have, for example, this one or the medium one. For example, think about that. So take a look about the test and think about what kind of things that you should have. And for the reels, for the bait casting part of it, there are some classic bait casting. At the beginning point, you should buy this one. It's a steelhead. This one 600-R. This one is pretty nice in friction and the size of a spool. And you should. The reason why the bait casting things is very hard is because of the taste. As you can see here, the taste is at around 25.5 gram, which is pretty, like, I don't know how to describe that, which is very high that you couldn't throw it far away or further. So while you want to do the buying some bait casting, when you want to have a lower test, then you should go for even expensive one. For example, like this one. Then it can have 3.2 gram, but like what the fuck, 11 kilogram, this kind of friction break, which is very bad. And RJ7 with the highest friction one, you have around 18 gram of a test. So you couldn't throw something which is light to further far away. It's not only limited by rods, but also limited by your reels. That's the reason why using casting rods and reels is very challenging and so on. Yeah. And if you want to do, for example, for what is that, for the belts. If you want to do, for example, the catfish fishing that you will use is for drifting and so on, that you might need to think about what to do with that. You should buy, this time for sure, you should buy the casting rod at here, but I would personally recommend you to buy the Barracuda. This is the heaviest one. This is very cheap, only 5,000 silver, and the load capacity here is 95 kilogram. And then you should have a reel, which is also the plastic bait casting reel. And here it's an Imperial R600 and this one. Why this one? Because this one, while you set your friction break to 30, so basically infinity of the friction break, you will have around nearly 100 kilogram of force that you can apply onto the line. That's the reason why you should buy this one. So and then apply with a line which is basically braided line, and then you buy this one with 84 kilogram, then done, everything done. So you can basically play with this kind of set with catfish pretty properly. And basically that is all for the spinning parts. And for the float fishing part, you should have, for example, at the beginning point, you should have yeah, you will have this kind of here 16 from default and also the bamboo from the default. Later on, when you want to buy something more, I will think about that Restic RS23 if you want to do some float fishing at October. This is nice. And also telescope, compact telescope, this one 7, because this one is fast, reaction is fast, so I just bought both this one, but actually I didn't feel it's fast. What kind of lens you should choose? Think about one thing. So the longer the rod, the further you can cast for. So if you need to cast it further, so you should buy the longer one. But in the end, the trade-off is if you have longer one, the time that you need for taking your lines tight and take out the fish will be longer, which means that you can have even higher chance that your rod will be your fish will be gone at this moment. So think about that. Yeah. And then the longest distance that you can cast with this kind of telescopic rod is the length of a rod is 1.5 times the length of a rod. For example, like 5 meter, you can casting out maximum will be 7.5 meter. 7 meter, you are casting out maximum, which is around nearly 11 meter away. So, yeah. And later on, I personally will ask you to skip the Bolognese rod. Yeah, if you can buy it if you need it. I personally don't buy it at all. I will ask you to directly go for the match rods. And for the match rods, yeah, this is for sure very easy and simple choice. It's either the silver, the Rebellion match 420H, or you go for the highest one, the Monster Match 400. So yeah. Why? Because of the reason why you buy this one, because of for example the this is you have a lot of bonus on match fishing and so on. That's the reason why you buy this one. And then why you buy the highest one, because it had +3. Another one was +2. But as you can see, the price at here is around nearly 16,000 silver, and then this one is like 5,000 now, 6,000 silver. So one highest rod you can buy like 3 + 2. So that's the reason why I choose this one. Yeah, that's all. So it's up to your choice. And for the float, that you should know very first at the you should know right now is for the float that you should go to the Vinax market here. They are pretty nice and decent float at here that you could buy. This one, oh, this is very nice. Even at dark, it's shining pretty nice and decently. If you miss this one right now, you need to wait for another year. So buy it right now, right away. And also here in the Vinax market, you can also buy some pretty nice, decent spinning rod at here. This one has, but it's costed around 1,600 silver. Level up to requirement is 15, but 1,600 silver is quite a lot. That's the reason why I didn't list it on it. But if you need to, if you want some, then you can buy it away, maybe right now, because next year otherwise you need to wait until next year. And then I believe that next year you wouldn't like to buy this one. So think about that. This one is a light rod, so you should have a limitation of your reel up to 2,000, but this one is pretty decently. And also for the reels, and there are several reels that you can buy here. Most of them are basically garbage, but only one which is nice, which is the Overload 87. It's a larger spool size than the Vanguard 10,000, but it has a pretty much low capacity. That you can think about that as a trade-off. So yeah, and also this one has a higher torque that you can apply onto your line. Then you can reel the fish back easier while you're like for example, like your fish is very fat. For example, like Spiegel, mirror carp, and yeah, when it's basically not moving, and then because of the weight, maybe up to 30 kilogram, your reel's just rolling there pretty slowly because it's so heavy. And then at this moment, this one will works properly at this moment. That you can reel it back properly. Yeah, that's all for this kind of reel. But that's not what I want to talk about. That what I want to talk about that is there's one bait casting reel, which is pretty nice, that I will ask you to buy. So it's this one, the SRL 5000. This one, this bait casting reel has 18.5 kilogram of the friction break and has pretty decent taste, which is at around 11 gram. That you should buy this one if you need for bait casting. This is for sure better than steelhead, but it only appears in Weihnachtsmarkt. So if you have money, buy it now. It's pretty nice. You can use it later, but if you have money, buy it now. But it's cost you around 8,000 silver compared to the steelhead one, the blue one, that you need to cost only up to maybe 3,000 silver. Then this is the difference down here. And also this one has a relatively comparable spool size as the steelhead one, so you can think about that. It's just pretty decent rod, decent reel at here. Yeah. Okay, and then for the Weihnachtsmarkt, what you should buy, I believe that most of you basically already saw a lot of video, watched a lot of video, and also read a lot of article about what you should buy at Weihnachtsmarkt. These spinner that you should buy for sure. For the whole set, I buy 5 of them. And this spinner also. This is the special spinner from Weihnachtsmarkt. You should take a look about here. The weight is 2 grams, so you need to think about that your rod must start from 2 grams also. So yeah, that's everything that I want to talk about that in this video. I hope that you will understand about why you set up those stuffs and why you buy those things at these levels and so on. And yeah, Russian fishing pole is pretty much silver grinding games, and I hope you're not spending real money on it. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, yeah, I mean, if you go for example, you go for some part-time jobs working for an hour, maybe you got 10 euro back in salary, and then you can use the 10 euro to buy the gold point. Maybe it's more than what you can grind in silver, I mean. But yeah, try not to spend your money on it. I hope you have a good time in Russian fishing for. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will see you in next video. Bye bye.